Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? BC, welcome back to another podcast, Supreme Being. Going back to the roots on this one, it's going to be more internal self-reflection, not about sales, not interviewing anybody. Today, I was specifically want to discuss with you the importance of visualization and how important and vital this is, right? This is something that I slept on early on in my life and even early on in my career because I didn't see the potency, right? What I'm seeing now is people are falling into two camps in the world. They're either going full esoteric, it's all about astrology and the spirit and all that, and they completely deny or detest the real world and the physical reality, or they're all about screw the fluff. That's all pseudoscience. That's bullshit. That's BS. It's all about just hard work and living your life and accepting things as they are, right? Basically, physical reality versus spirit, science versus creation, right? Like people have gone extreme to either end, and understandably so. I get it. Okay. I'm going to bring my opinion to the table now to tell you you need to master elements of both. And to me, the true answer, again, this is just my opinion, somewhere in the middle. We need to take from both camps and utilize both for optimal existence as a human being. So visualization, what we're going to discuss today, falls into more of this camp, but I'm also going to tie in the physical aspect of it, the physical reality, okay? Because I feel this manifests into this, but it starts here, right? And again, if you can't see visually, I'm pointing between the left and the right side. So let's get into it. What do I mean by this? Well, I can tell you, and it's provable to you, that everything that I embody internally as a person and externally, material possessions and things that I've achieved and manifested, have been largely in part of my ability to visualize with clarity and conviction and then see it through and hold that image and visualization so long that I literally willed it into existence with, again, the physical reality now, which is the time, the effort, the dedication, and the discipline. Let me give you some examples. If you look into my past, right, when I first got into real estate and entrepreneurship and creating stuff online, I was very clear with people certain goals and metrics that I wanted to achieve. Hey, I want to buy a Nissan GTR, right? And I remember I would visualize not only driving it and all that, but laser precision specific. I want a blue one, right? I want a blue or a white one. I want this type of interior that's suede. I want the track edition or the Nismo. I want these specs. It's going to be around this price, like this wheel, this type of tire, right? The carbon fiber spoiler, right? Which was an addition. Like, I mean, to the T, I described it. And lo and behold, when I'm ready financially, boom, within like 3 days, the exact one that I visualized pops up. I call the dealership. And if you remember on my YouTube, I drive down there, I buy the thing, we put the deal together, I drive it back, right? Deep blue pearl, fucking beautiful car. Now, the same thing happened with my Lamborghini. I want either a silver one or this. I want the suede interior. I want all the options. I want the lift, right? It's going to have this type of wheel. And then lo and behold, right when I'm ready and I start looking, boom, I find it. It pops up on the market. How else would that have happened unless I specifically, right? Because there's that part. But what are some of the pieces to it? Well, I held that image. I wrote it down. I talked about it to myself continuously. I focused on it. I worked every day tirelessly in the achievement of it. I was disciplined. I had conviction. And here's the most important thing. Not only did I visualize in extreme detail, which requires you to develop your imagination, the follow through of keeping that image vivid and clear in my mind, continuously working after it every day and reminding myself and putting it in front of me and symbols and thinking about it and talking about it to myself was relentless. It never stopped, right? This is where you tie in the physical reality, because now all my actions and everything revolves around the achievement of that. You mold your existence now to that, to then through your physical, right? And real world, physical reality, whatever you want to call it, the three-dimensional world we live in, everything mechanically starts now manifesting what first started internally. Now, I view these as if you're watching on video, the infinity symbol here, meaning they're intertwined, right? Imagine the infinity symbol. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. They're intertwined. They work hand in hand. They work hand in hand, right? They feed into each other. This is why I love seeing these things as cohesively. I want to take from both of them and be that middle part of the infinity where they cross. I want to utilize both. This is how it works in layman's terms, as simple as it gets without getting too crazy on either side. I first developed my imagination by constantly doing it. And you did this as a child. You had a very vivid imagination as a child, even if you don't remember. You just got away from using it. You need to start using it again and systematically working on your visualization 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day, right? To build it. And eventually over a couple months, a year, 2 years, you'll get very good with it. The next part is, again, you focus on it and then you start building the outward physical steps in the attainment of that. You want more confidence? Well, there's some things that you can systematically do that create that. Talking to people, working on your public speaking, broadening your intelligence, learning more about new subjects, challenging yourself, right? It doesn't matter what subject we pick. It follows this same framework. But I can tell you guys, especially for those of you who have been following me, I am a product of many things, but one of them, importantly and foundationally, is visualization. Man, I have a very vivid imagination. Now, I'm talking your visualizations are so crystal clear that when you open your eyes, you're like, man, I was there. I was in the movie, in my own movie. The sounds are crystal clear. The picture quality in your mind is vivid. The colors are intoxicating because they're so real to you. You can almost taste the blue and the purple and the yellow and the orange. That level of detail, because your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between visualization and what you're imagining and the real physical reality. It can't differentiate. Therefore, if I'm doing these visualizations correctly and I'm focused on it, it's going to manifest, dude. There's nothing to, right? We might be able to try to come up with these other explanations to say, well, it's not visualization, but hey, don't fight me on it. Understand and create the logical dot connecting from what I just said. Because I first have to be clear about something, and clarity isn't just writing it. You also have to have a connection with it. But if I'm holding a particular image into me that's so crystal clear that I can connect with it, again, on a logical and emotional level, which is a requirement, you need both. Well, having a vivid imagination and a clear picture of it, of what I was thinking, is what locks it in. That's what eventually gives you the boom. Okay, it's locked in. Now we can move. Now everything materializes, because thought and motion, the manifestation of that, it comes out in the elements, right? We talked about the flow here, the infinity symbol, right? What element flows? Water, right? So this is in tune with nature. Earth, wind, fire, right? We are electrical beings as human beings. Why do you think when your heart stops, they shock you, right? We're electrical. We're 70, 80% water, whatever the percentage is, 84%, right? I don't know. You guys know what it is. We are electrical. It flows. Water flows. Electricity flows through a current. That's how we manifest these things, right? The thought to action, right? From your neurons to the thought to moving your hand like I'm doing right now on the screen, or making my voice speak and my mouth move. That's electricity internally firing off my neurons and boom, traveling through my system super quick. This is how these things internally that come from, again, the ether, spirit, whatever you want to call it, manifest into the reality. A thought creates electricity. Is that not spirit or something esoteric coming into physical reality? Because we can measure electricity. Where does the thought manifest from? Now, maybe we could argue and debate that. Fair. But it comes from something outside of this physical reality, does it not? Some of these elements. You can at least give me that. So by doing this thing, we're doing that transition from esoteric to mundane physical reality. Okay? This is how I connect both in my mind. I know some of this is my opinion, but you guys are following me here. This is why I'll look at something like visualization and not view it through the same lens as some of these people that are in extreme camps. One saying that doesn't exist, it's all physical, or it's all spiritual, the physical is a lie. Be in the middle and say, man, why don't I work on my visualization and build that and build the power of my imagination and use that to manifest in this physical realm, whatever I want. Whether I want to treat this physical realm as the only thing or if it's a lie, we're still going to exist in this thing. Why not have fun with it and create and manipulate to your liking? Because you're in control. You're in control of your destiny. You can manifest whatever you want. Again, I'm a testament of this. I've been doing it for 10 years as you guys have been watching. And we've been doing this podcast for what? 5 years total, 2 or 3 years as Supreme Being. I mean, how many episodes do we have? You guys have been following everything I've said, everything I've claimed, everything I've desired. A lot of that stuff I've shared with you guys, the audience. But man, the visualization aspect of it, you really have to sit down and work on. That means you take time every day, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and say, what do I want? And I'm going to visualize it and continuously every day, make it stronger and stronger and more vivid and more clear and more crisp, to where if I imagine myself sitting by the lake with the river flowing and the stream flowing, I can hear it going over the rocks. I can hear a bubbling brook I can imagine it in color, the sound, everything. It's like, boom, I'm there, to where it's so clear that my emotions start firing off because it's believable. That's the indicator to you. If you start feeling it emotionally, genuinely, you know your visualization is working, at least to a degree, and it's clear enough and sharp enough that you're starting to internally believe it. This is why your body's reacting and you're having a physiological reaction. God, this is powerful, man. This is why you need to sit with yourself and your kids and your family and your loved ones and your spouse or whoever it is, the people that are important to you. And what do you want? Draw that picture for me. Kids are fantastic at this. They take what's going on in their mind and their imagination, and they're artists, and they put it on paper, and they don't stop talking about it. That's why they're so powerful. Their innocence is powerful, right? We need to get back to that and tap back into that as adults. But we're told, oh, we need to live in the real world. The real world is what you create. Yes, there's an objective world that we all agree upon that has rules, but the real world is up to your definition. What's real to me is unreal to other people because of the life that I've created, the money that I make, and the lifestyle that I live. To the average person, me saying I can literally do whatever the hell I want forever, they might say, oh yeah, okay, cool, but they can't grasp that because they're not experiencing it and they have no reference for what that is. I do, but I was once in their shoes. So I created this myself through clear intention, visualization, and execution of these things. This is as simple as it is. Now, does that mean the journey is easy? No, it's extremely difficult, full of rigors and challenges and obstacles and all that stuff we talk about all the time. But if you hold it clear and it's dear to you, you will see it through. This is why you must hold on to the visualizations when things aren't going your way, right? When you need to resort to faith, when it makes sense to quit, right? Or give up or not believe in it. You need to figure out a way to do it by putting effort and dedication and belief into your visualizations and this future that you want, that you desire, that everyone thinks you can't have, but you know deep down inside you'll do whatever it takes to achieve it, right? Building those character traits, making a certain amount of money, moving and living in a neighborhood, having a particular lifestyle, whatever it is for you. Only you can hold that, right? And there's a quote that I want to share with you guys that's directly tied with this. I said, the internal desire and outward determination of a human being, if it's unwavering, cannot be stopped. That's a quote by me. I did not get that from a book. The internal desire and outward determination of a human being, if it is unwavering, cannot be stopped. And I truly believe that. Is that material fact? I don't know. But based on my observation and how I see the world evolving and growing, it seems true to me, based on the evidence that's been presented to me and the experience that I see in this world. How else can somebody create the first plane and new technology and advancements and overcome insurmountable obstacles, whether they're mental, physical, emotional, or whatever it is? To me, it's that. It's an eternal desire, and outward determination to keep going. Again, it's unwavering. It doesn't stop until it reaches its goal. If you disagree, let me know why. You can tap into that too. You have to believe in it though. And then you have to do whatever it takes and embody those principles. Just like if I hand you a blueprint, many of you coming to me that want business advice and sales advice and real estate advice, if I give you a blueprint, are you applying it 100% wholeheartedly, or are you already beginning to question it? Because that tells me you don't believe in it if you're questioning it. If you'd question anything that I would tell you, right? You come up to me and say, hey man, I want to make $100,000. Follow this plan and you'll make it. If you question anything and you don't follow through, you don't believe in it and you don't believe in me. Therefore, the visualization is not clear. You don't have a strong internal desire and you're not willing to do whatever it takes. Therefore, you're not unwavering. You're not going to get far. It's that simple, y'all. Now, again, this is why you need to learn more, be around individuals like myself and people who embody these principles. So not only can you ask us questions. You can see this live systematically, how we're doing it, right? This is why, again, I've been preaching to people. You got to get with the tribe and learn from people and get close to them. Otherwise, these things will always be a topic of a podcast or some inspirational interview that you hear, but it doesn't do anything for you, right? This is why I do my best on my platforms to not really interview people, because it's always the same questions and the same story. What does that do to help you, though? And again, you shouldn't be having to come back to an interview to be inspired. It should be self-inspiration, not expiration. Inspiration, meaning it comes from you. Yes, if we inspire you, fantastic. However, you have to go beyond that, right? Otherwise, it just becomes entertainment for people. That's really what it is. Maybe at some point I'll interview some other people on my channel, some big heads. Sure. But even then, I'm going to ask them different levels of questions to give something to the audience that they can use. Not just the same recycled quotes over and over, because then that belittles principles like these. This literally, to start with visualization, means you need to get back to being on your own, sitting in a quiet place, and actually putting mental images together by yourself, eyes closed, no music, no binaural beats to help you meditate, your own effort. And if it's difficult in the beginning, good. I want it to be difficult, because then that proves how bad you want it. Sit there and do it every day for 5 minutes to start, or 10 minutes, until you can start doing it and effectively creating your own imagery that's vivid. That's it. There's no special how to start. That's what you do. And you do it over and over until your mind and imagination becomes so connected and powerful that you can dream up and think of anywhere, anytime, any place, the most vivid memories and images of what you want and what your future is going to be like, right? That you start inspiring yourself emotionally. Because when you can do that, you can also transmute and change emotional states by picturing something else, picturing an ideal situation or solution that takes you out of this moment into another one where you can change your emotions. See, this stuff becomes infinitely more powerful the more access you have to it, and the better and more proficient you become with it. You now unlock what people call a superpower, which really is not a superpower. It's already within your grasp as a human being. But you have to do these things. This is the boring work. When you're not listening to me or someone else, can you sit every morning, every afternoon, or every evening for 10 minutes and just visualize? Because that's not sexy. That's not cool. Can you do it, though? Because I take my team and my coaching members through specific exercises where we do this stuff to invoke this. And I like hearing from people, oh, nothing happens. Good. That means we need to work on it. Let's drill. Let's work every day for the next month. And I guarantee you after 30 days, you're going to be a beast with this. If you believe and if you dedicate time every day, even if it's only a couple minutes, to the improvement of this. Okay? Visualization has allowed me and been one of the foundational pillars for me to create everything here, from this podcast to my nationwide team, to material possessions, to success, to lifestyle, character traits, all that at one point was visualized by me and then set into stone with the conviction behind it, the dedication, the discipline, and everything else that I demonstrated. Okay? So that's it for this one, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel here if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't already. If you're listening online, I appreciate all the reviews and support here. I know some people are having trouble with the episodes, but again, I have no control over Spotify and those other platforms. If they're not showing my new episodes or making it difficult for you guys, I really don't know what to tell you, because I know some of you are having issues. I'd recommend you check it out on iTunes, because I think that platform, all my new episodes are coming out and there's no issues with it. Okay? If you guys want to check out anything we have in the description, the coaching, the courses, anything else we have to offer, you can check it out in the description below, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.